International Day of Happiness. All around, we see a lot of issues cropping up which might make you less happy. It can be the Russia Ukraine war, it can be the genocide of Kashmiri Pandits, it can be Pakistan and China scheming together at the borders of India. It can be the elections, where a lot of narratives which create negative impact on religions, people, caste, men, women, etc., and create divisions are created for vested interests. So, in all this negativity, it is difficult to find happiness. Also, add to that the fear that in China again the virus has started coming up. Germany also is in line. So, with a few lakh of people already in Germany and a few lakhs in China, it's an impending danger for the other countries also. So, there is a lot of stress, less happiness, more of concern. So, in this scenario, I can imagine how a small child is who does not understand what is the meaning of war, who does not understand what an election means. He does not understand what a religion is. It is only after we grow up that we start getting to know a lots of bad things that happen in the world, vices. So a child is innocent, and that kind of innocence is only one of the things that can bring you happiness. So the first thing is that if you are able to maintain your childlike behavior and not lose it, uh, that is the first stage when you might be happy. So we take a lot of stress if somebody is doing very well. We take a lot of stress if somebody near to us is not doing well. We take a lot of stress when people die. We take a lot of stress when people whom we don't like have done something phenomenal and have surged ahead in life. So there is a lot of envy, and there is a lot of jealousy, there is a lot of sadness in our lives uh, based on judgments of our near and dear ones or people whom we don't like. So, a childlike innocence means that if we are able to maintain the innocence of equidistance, somebody near to me, somebody far away from me, somebody known to me, not known to me, but be in our own world of happiness, get happiness out of small things. So, toys are things that create happiness for children. As we grow up, we see that the toy becomes redundant, goes into our uh, corners of a house, which and not even dusted daily. So I think that kind of innocence of children, which we kill in our schools and homes as the child grows up during socialization, is something that needs to be maintained. Yes, as adults, when we act like children, people around us say that we are crazy. But actually, if we are acting like children or we keep our childlike nature alive, it gives us a lot of happiness. Whatever other things think is not a issue for people who are of that nature, because it is their happiness which is important. The second important thing is we have become very selfish. Now, what does this selfish means? During Corona or lockdowns or times of uh, great distress, on a large scale, when countries are affected, societies are affected, we become very selfish. We want to protect our own families. We want to give the best to our own families, while not caring for others who might not be having anything at all. So this selfishness is what brings greed. This brings a lot of possessiveness in us, and a larger good is forgotten in this case. So, for example, if during a lockdown we are in our homes, we try to hoard things so that we get the best of things at all times, and we do not have to be troubled for anything or shortage of anything. Whereas the person who is at the security gate of corporate houses or societies. He is protecting us from uh, infected people who are coming in by checking them, while he himself is at risk. But whether he has had his tea or coffee, what he is doing in the night, whether he is sleeping properly or not, whether it is cold or hot outside for him while he does his duty, whether he is having his lunch or not properly, are some things which we don't care at all during these kind of times, and that is what is the selfishness that I am talking of. And that selfishness, we think by hoarding things for our family gives us happiness, but it's not the case. Because just think of someone who who's doing well for his family, but takes out one meal extra and gives it to the security guard at the gate. How much more happiness would he have created within himself? Forget about what the security guard feels, but within himself he would have created. You become happy, you become grateful for life when you do things for others. So the second thing is, forget being selfish to be happy. The third and most important thing is that for happiness you will need to be minimalist. Now, little is more is something which we say, but what is little, what is more, becomes a very subjective thing. So, suppose I come from a very poor background, and then I have made money for myself. That money earlier would have been more for me, but now it seems less, and I look for greater amount of money or riches. So little is not more anymore, or less is not more anymore. For me, I change my goalpost every time, and I also would say that I want more, I want more, I want more. So this yearning for more is something that keeps us perpetually sad. That we want more means I am not satisfied with what I have, and I want more. So that is something that may reduce happiness. So this International Day of Happiness, if all these three things we could do, like being less selfish, or being minimalistic, or being grateful for whatever we have, and we will look for, and maintaining the childlike innocence, I think we would be in a great position, in a great place within ourselves, satisfied, maybe not being very rich, but India is ranked today 123rd in the countries in the ranking of happiness. Whereas the spirituality of India, the yoga, meditation, the great people, the yogis, the learned people of India, etc., have done great work in the world, and the world over we are recognized for this. But we cease to be happy because of these three things. So, this International Day of Happiness, let us remember that India spreads the message of happiness, the message of gratefulness, the message of love, and if we are ranked 123rd, there is something we need to be worried about. So, this International Day of Happiness, don't worry, be happy. Thank you. Bye.